investing it in a resource you could both use.
You old romantic.
I agree though.
No. About this also, I mean, it might sound cliche, but whatever. It's the experiences you have rather than the number of places that you go. That's some super extreme shit in relatively banal places.
Yeah.
So, yeah, it's like that. And then people that you meet on these adventures, man. That's why I'm writing, because sometimes I'm remembering things. They come back to me in kind of like flashbacks,
really?
but not necessarily bad. Some of them really good. Just really strong memories come back, and you remember a person that helped you out in a tough situation. And I write it down. They deserve to be remembered. Like
you write it down before you forget it again, or?
I want to write it down so I won't ever forget.
Okay.
You know.
Do you feel that you would if you didn't write it down?
Well, eventually, with time, your brain or whatever, or I might get.
That's why I bring this. I forget what I said 2 minutes ago. We're like, what was that great topic we were going to do?
All the time.
Oh, it's gone.
I might get KIA before I write it down.
What's KIA?
Killed in action, man. No, but actually, that was the spontaneous reason why I started writing it. Is I almost died in the hospital. Yeah. So when I came out, it's like, whoa, I haven't recorded a single thing. So I immediately started blasting them out every day.
Okay.
Wake up at 5, get down there, and start writing.
And did you have the urge to procreate? Like we were saying about, we were saying about in war, people feel they need to have children quickly because they're going to die, and they want the instinct is to replace it. So.
That's right. No, yeah, well, in a sense, yes. But it was also an interesting new perspective on life and stuff from that. But that's a whole other topic.
So when's the book out? When is the book signed?
I'm not sure it's something for publication, but maybe in some sense, maybe in the future. Okay. That would be cool.
Yeah. I think there'd be loads of people interested in hearing your stories and.
I would have to change a lot of names in case I don't want to get chased up by the MI5.
Call them Mohammed. And then another Mohammed said this.
Yeah, no, it would be cool. I mean, I hope it wouldn't be considered travel writing, because, oh god, it makes me cringe. I go to the travel writing section in Waterson's to cringe, man.
What is it you don't like about travel writing?
Because I must be an elitist when it comes to this.
Who was the guy who wrote Around Ireland with a Fridge?
No idea.
I can't remember. The travel writing. Okay, so why? Because it's all very sort of watered down. Okay.
This is not. I mean, I like stories of real adventure. For example, have you read Endurance? Ernest Shackleton, The Voyage, getting trapped in the ice, surviving out there for 2 years on this crazy lifeboat. I don't want to spoil it.
Yeah.
Read that book.
Yeah.
Oh man, those guys, humans can endure any suffering, man, and that camaraderie that helped them to survive, and the leadership of Shackleton, emulation material right there, man. For real.
That is always impressive. These stories of survival, or the guy who trapped his arm and realised if he hacked it off, everything would be okay.
Yeah.
And the sudden he said he was absolutely overjoyed when he realised all I have to do is hack my arm off and I'll be free.
Was a priority,
yeah. And metaphorically, we probably all have a lot of baggage that we are clinging on to. That if were we to let go, we'd be much freer.
I've heard it said that a primary barrier to considered enlightenment is attachment.
Attachment, yeah.
Include basically attachment to your persona, to the self, to the non-existent self.
Yeah.
At least it exists somewhere, but I don't think it really exists. But different topic again.
No, go with that topic. Where is?
I don't know. I'll tell you about a book I browsed. It was about travel writing, like I say, and one of the reasons why I suppose I'm elitist about it is it was because it seems to me maybe it's just obviously to sell books to make money, and you can't necessarily have a good story with that. Like movies, you water down a movie with. So it was about 3 out of university guys or something, and they bought a taxi and they wanted to drive around the world in this taxi or something.
With hilarious consequences.
Of course. and I read through the index with a skeptical eye, and I was like, oh, kidnapped in Jalalabad, car chased in Karachi. Really?
Sounds legit.
I read it, and it was being very liberal with those words, let's say.
Okay.
Because I'd experienced both of those things, and I read them in a book, and it wasn't true, and I was not impressed. Because I can write something real, and oh god, it annoys me.
But
But then this is why it's so important for you to write something like that,
right.
because you've actually experienced it, and to have that shared out. Like there's people like you out there that want to read things like that, and you've got that.
Yeah,
So
I'm not sure I could do it in a read. I'm not sure. I don't know if I'm good enough at writing. Most likely not. It's a skill you need to develop, but maybe one day. Eventually.
yeah, I think it's an important skill not to lose. I mean, I do everything on video now, but there are times when I think, maybe it would have been better to write something about that and actually have a book that you can pick up, because that's going to be a dying art when everything's on a bloody Kindle.
Yeah.
On the initiation ceremony thing, to prove that you're worthy of being part of the group, you've got to sacrifice. And this is why an engagement ring should be very expensive, right? Because it's a sacrifice.
You could look at it that way.
Bina?
Don't agree with that
Would you
at
accept one
all.
from the pound shop? They do it. They do it now.
You know what? As long as it's not a diamond, I would accept it.
Why not a diamond?
I don't agree with wearing yeah, exactly.
Unethical practices.
And it's just no matter, even if you can get certification, you still don't know actually where that's come from. So I don't agree with it at all. You don't need a flashy.
But shouldn't you sacrifice? What better proof is there of your commitment than sacrificing a huge chunk of your income?
Putting it into something productive is one thing I would say. Investing it in a resource you could both use.
You old romantic.
I agree
Okay.
though.
You're devil's advocate.
Yes, I am. Let's go down that road. What should one buy? Buy a washing machine.
A cow or something.
That's a good one. Give a man a fish.
Careful when I'm drinking.
Sorry.
Splurt it everywhere.
Yeah.
But for how it is at the moment, like it's so difficult for people to actually get on the property ladder. Like,
Right, yeah, that's a tricky
so
one.
And settle
if
down.
you're spending like, what do they say? They say that you should spend, is it a month and a half worth of your salary on a ring?
You know, that was like a propaganda campaign to get that to be the case.
Where did that come from?
From I don't remember the name, but one of the big diamond manufacturers, obviously. It's great for their bottom line.
Yeah.
Terrible for people's integrity. But whatever.
Yeah, it's nonsense. And it's like, well, that money can go towards your actual future rather than like a materialistic thing. You don't need something materialistic to show your commitment or to show your sacrifice, especially in this day and age.
Was it you saying that diamonds shouldn't actually be valuable?
Yeah, I think it probably was.
Okay.
Because they're very common.
Just
They're extremely common. They're all controlled by a
they're
few
all hidden
corporations.
somewhere, or
Well, yeah,
they're in
it's
possession. Someone has
artificially
possession of-
inflated.
Okay.
Artificial inflation is like how you make the big money. Get loads yet, keep it secret.
Whereas gold actually is rare, and there is only.
Well, right. Well, the interesting thing is diamonds are produced by the earth, but apparently, maybe I'm wrong on this, but the precious metals are from meteorite impacts. That's why they're rare. They're like, oh, there's this one asteroid around the Earth that contains more than could ever be mined. Yeah, because it's a meteorite. They're not formed in the Earth's crust. They're formed in stars. Yeah.